Good morning, everybody. It is May 22nd. It is Friday. It is the freaking weekend, as R. Kelly used to say. Man, that guy. Good morning, everybody. Has anybody ever kind of cared less about a 3-day weekend in their life than how we're feeling right now? Usually you are slaving all weekend, all week, going to work, leaving, going to work, leaving, going to work, leaving, making all these plans. And I think Memorial Day kind of snuck up on us this year, but maybe we should even consider the importance of that holiday just a little bit more this year than in years past, because it may not be a traditional war, but we're certainly fighting something on the home front right now that has affected it has affected every single person in this country to some degree. And it's something that we have all been taking seriously, and hopefully something that we'll be getting through very soon. But I think it's appropriate to, first of all, thank all of those who have served our country and have died for our country, for our freedom. And then also, Memorial Day, we can also, pay tribute to those who have unfortunately lost their lives due to this pandemic, and most particularly those individuals who have lost their lives helping others. There are nurses, doctors, hospital staff, bus drivers, people that were really trying to continue life in society and got sick and died. So, we're thinking about you today and always, of course. But on a happier note, we are here, and we're here to give you a great show, and we're here to give you some quality information for your legal needs, both personal injury and immigration. My name is Adam Handler. I am the case handler. I'm the partner at Pollack, Isaac DeSico, personal injury department. And we are here to help, here to give back to the community that's embraced us for almost 15 years. I've been doing this on the radio for a little under 15 years right now. And a good chunk of that time, I would say a majority of that time, has been done with none other than your host, David Squeeze Anarchy, who is here right now kind of tuning things up, giving me the thumbs up, saying, keep going, kid, keep talking. I can't do it yet. And with me today, as has been every day, I have Conrad Pollack. We call him the Maestro. He's the managing attorney of Pollack, Isaac DeSico, and the head partner of the immigration department. His father started our firm 50 years ago, and Conrad has been practicing law, as he announced yesterday, 36 years, not 35 years, 36 years, which for those listening out there know that's double high. And Nelson, the Maverick Madrid, the top gunner, we salute you, of course, getting those people out of very sticky situations when it comes to deportation and all of your immigration needs. So Nelson's here. And of course, we have our once a week, we try to bring a fresh face from PPID, another attorney that works at our firm, just to give a little more depth to our practice and the lineup we have of quality people. We always say Conrad Pollack has handpicked every single person. He hasn't handpicked himself. He just wound up there, but he has handpicked every single person at this firm because he likes the best. And if you know him, then you definitely know that he likes the best in everything. And he surrounded himself with great attorneys, and Shruti is nothing less than a great attorney. So we welcome you, Shruti. For those of you out there, we're happy to announce that she's going to be a mom very soon. And I told her, and I'm putting it out there right now, if she goes into labor during this show, okay, and we hope she doesn't, but if she does, she must name her baby Squeeze. I'm sorry, I'm calling it right now. The baby's name needs to be Squeeze. Shruti, what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I haven't really decided on a name yet, so I'm going to throw that in the pool right there.
Okay,
there you
perfect.
Go. There you go.
Conrad, what's up? Good morning, brother.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, it is a beautiful day. And yeah, it is hard to believe that it's the Memorial Day weekend, because I have given it zero thought. Plus, it's been a beautiful week. The weather, this is probably by far the nicest week we've had this year, in terms of no rain and beautiful sunny weather. And, and I've been home like the rest of us. We've been home, and, every so often I do venture outside in between phone calls and answering client concerns. But I haven't given much thought to this being Memorial Day weekend either, especially, with the distancing and all. Usually there are barbecues and family get-togethers and friends and so on. Not so much this year, So you're right. I really haven't given much thought to it being Memorial Day weekend, but nonetheless, it's here, and the weekend is in front of us, a long one. And unfortunately, from what I understand, I've been told we are not going to be on the air on Monday. We're going to take a little break ourselves and be back on Tuesday.
Hey! Oh, back up. Feel free. I mean, I'm game. I'm ready, willing, and able to get on the air. I'm just saying.
Our first rerun. You can still tune in. Trust me.
If you want to be live, I'm game.
Maybe we'll discuss it. But anyway, I invited Shruti on. Shruti has been with us now for some time, and she knows her stuff. And I figured if she's one of our associates that hasn't been on the air yet, and she's been clamoring for her turn. So we gave it to her today. And Shruti, I'm going to let you take it away. We have an important topic to discuss today, so I'm going to leave it to you. Take it away.
And before we get started, though,
the phone number. The phone number 844-774-3529. That's 844 PPID law. 844-774-3529.
And Adam, you were about to say something?
No, Conrad picked me up. Everybody out there, that's the number you need for a firm. That's the number you need for 100% free advice, free consultation. Okay. If you have an immigration question, if you have a personal injury question, if you have a real estate question, if you have a matrimonial question, any question whatsoever that has to do with a legal topic, you call the number, you will be connected to our team. We will route you to the right department and you will get your questions answered for free. 844-774-3529 or 844-PPID-LAW.
By the way, I wanted to throw something else out there because we've gotten some comments. We get so many calls, so we get all kinds of comments. I mean, I could just spend the show talking about the various questions and comments that we've had. We're all working from home, so frequently a prospective client will call in and we'll call back. One of our staff will call back. Again, we're calling from home. Everyone's calling from individual homes. So sometimes you'll get a number that's unknown on your dial, or that it's not from PPID. We've had some calls that people are concerned about that. And they start asking questions. Who are you? How'd you get my number? That type of thing. Again, you call in and we return the call. Frequently, because our staff are calling you from home, those numbers are not listed, so they might come up as unknown. So really, don't be concerned about that. Right? That's to be expected. And you could always ask questions. You could mention the radio show. You could go to our website. In fact, one of our staff members was telling me yesterday that someone they asked her to spell the name of the firm. Because she wrote individual names. The proof she was really
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Is that you?
I'm sorry?
Shruti, was that you who told me that?
Yeah, to me yesterday. Spell not PPID, but like Pollack, Isaac, and DeCicco, and it takes a while to spell it, especially DeCicco. So it took a good 7 minutes.
Wow.
So anyway, it really is us calling, just so those people out there. Again, we're getting so many calls, so I just I've been meaning to address that. So anyway, unless there's something else you guys want to talk about, I want Shruti to talk about what she.
Absolutely, I just wanted to remind everyone that this is Cruising with the Case Handler, a show that we do each and every single weekday at 8:30 a.m. It's a show on personal injury and immigration. Adam Handler, who opens up the show every single time for me while I get the logistics and the technical details sorted out. It happens to be an attorney who is the most celebrated attorney within the Caribbean community and beyond. It's no joke, ladies and gentlemen. He has settled well over $110 million for his clients. And of course, we got to say he's repping everyone, not just Caribbean, not just the Yardies, my Jamaican friends. He's repping everyone. So if you get hurt in an accident, you only need one man, ladies and gentlemen. That's the case handler, because you've got one chance and one choice to go for the maximum compensation. So make it Adam Handler, 844-774-3529. We're going to switch it to immigration right now because we have a very special guest to speak on something that is extremely important. And that's what we do here at Cruising with the Case Handler, with this great firm at 225 Broadway on the third floor. Let me repeat that part, third floor, all right? That has been helping out the community by giving free immigration consultation. It's great that they've got a plethora of, attorneys that is truly all about helping out people, and they will treat you like family. Without further ado, as everyone's been itching to actually introduce and bring forth, okay, this special guest, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook, as you share the page, on 93.5, let's welcome Shruti right here on Cruising with the Case Handler. Shruti, welcome to Link Up Radio and Cruising with the Case Handler.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on your show, guys. This has been wonderful. I've been catching the show every day. I've been listening to you guys. I think it's been wonderful. It's wonderful that you're promoting free consultations to people who really need the advice. So if you're listening, if you would have the number, note it down, call us. This doesn't happen every day. Free consults don't happen every day. So much news out there. Every single day, something new comes up, COVID related, COVID's impact on immigration, the current administration's changing of trends on immigration. Just this morning, my colleague, Ms. Alexandra Bondikov, and I were chatting at 6 o'clock in the morning about something else that the Department of Labor released at midnight last night. So much information out there that it's just so important to just relay this in a timely manner. Something that has been mentioned a few times during the radio show has been naturalization. The issue of naturalization. Naturalization is just the process of someone applying for and receiving citizenship. Of course, you have to meet certain criteria to get citizenship. Not only just physical, you have to show physical presence for a certain amount of time in the United States, but also your state of residence. You have to show good moral character. You have to be a permanent resident for 5 years, 3 years if you were married to a US citizen. If you want to know more about the criteria of naturalization, my colleague Yi Zhao has a fantastic video on naturalization that you can find on our website and also on our Facebook page, actually, where he touches upon the requirements of naturalization. He talks briefly about aggravated felonies, good moral character, crimes of moral turpitude, so on and so forth. So if you meet all these criteria, you may certainly apply and receive citizenship. The problem arises if you were not truthful in your application, if you misrepresented a fact in any way, or if you're not eligible in the first place and that somehow was, it did not come to light or it was not disclosed, or if you go on to become affiliated or you were affiliated in the past with a terrorist organization. For many years, what was happening was that immigration was going after people who had misrepresented information on their immigration paperwork, most notably about their affiliation with terrorist organizations or about being a war criminal. For example, you were somebody in the past was somehow affiliated with the Nazi party. And that was giving the administration, immigration, to give a chance to go after you and actually revoke your citizenship. But these instances were rare. Simply because court decisions over the years had made it very difficult to go after people's citizenship, and also because revocation can really happen in federal court. But as everything seems to be changing in the recent few years under the current administration, this trend seems to be changing as well. Now it has become more common to go after someone's citizenship due to any misrepresentation. They can go after you for misrepresenting your age, your marital status, your date of arrival in the US, your political opinion. Through their investigation, it has also come to light that some people who received citizenship in the last few years were actually ordered deported under a different identity. So the administration has really taken it upon themselves to truly investigate these cases and to make it even more apparent about how serious they are about these investigations. As recently as February of this year, they've actually created a whole division to investigate just citizenships obtained illegally and to really ramp up their revocation efforts. And I'll tell you why it has come to light is because revocation has actually gone up 600% in the last 3 years since 2017. no surprise in that. So now it has become even more important for you to sit down with an immigration attorney, to sit down with a professional while filling out your citizenship application, so nothing gets missed in the first place. When I first started practicing immigration, which was not too long ago, the application was 6-7 pages. Now it's a 21-page application that basically asks you everything under the sun. So it's easy to miss things. It's easy to not remember things in the first place, which is why it's just so important to sit with a professional and get it right in the first place.
You know, Shruti, if I could just interrupt for a sec. You know, I want to stress the fact that the government has created a unit specifically to go after what they consider to be fraud in these applications. Now, that means it doesn't have to be intentional. Like you said, you could misstate by accident your age or where you were born or how many times you were married or whatever. And the Immigration Service could consider that to be a misrepresentation or fraud and come after you to try to take away your citizenship. And if that happens, not only do you lose your citizenship, but the odds are very strong that they're going to put you right into removal proceedings and going to try to kick you out of the United States. So, I mean, I want to emphasize that, how important it really is that people have an attorney looking at these applications, and you sit down and you discuss this with an attorney, and don't take that chance and do it yourself.
Conrad, if I may, for 1
Sure.
minute, the number is 844-774-3529. That is 844-774-3529. I actually got a very quick story I want to say. Conrad, we represented someone, and you may remember this. We represented someone in removal proceedings, won the case, got a green card. The gentleman decided to go through his church and apply for citizenship.
I remember.
And basically, when he applied for citizenship, they caught the fact that he was ordered deported and should have never been given a green card in immigration court. We basically argued, guess what? Assuming what you're saying is correct, you knew about that all along. And the fact that you didn't catch it while he was in immigration court, it doesn't matter. The judge already approved the case. He's a green card holder, and that is our position. The judge agreed with us, and our client was able to keep his green card. But, you know, again, in situations like that, I know church, I know not-for-profits mean well, but it's important to go to an immigration attorney and get sound legal advice.
And that's what I was going to add to that. You know, with everything that's going on, and this is me, and I'm disclaiming it, it sounds like everything that the US government is doing in reference to, not everything, but for everything that's popping up now, making things a lot harder, it sounds like entrapment. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're taking advantage of your ignorance, not having knowledge of certain specifics. So that is the reason why it's extremely important for you to call PPID and see an attorney like Shruti, Conrad Pollack, Nelson Madrid, you know, respectively. We don't have a nickname for Shruti, so the Maestro and the Maverick. It's
We're gonna go easy on
important.
her right now.
Yeah, we're gonna go easy on her. All right. It's very important for you
That's
all
our
to
tour
reach
for the
out to
weekend. We
her.
have to come up with a nickname for Shruti Bali.
Yeah. So call the firm, ladies and gentlemen. You all know how passionate I am about your status in the United States. Please, for God's sake, do not do your case yourself. You know, every time that you call, ask for the Maverick. Okay, he's all gangster at me yesterday saying, Squeeze, I got this, man. I've been knocking out all these questions and everything. Put one on me, Squeeze, okay? You send somebody that I can't, you know, answer a question with. And they're very straightforward. They're very honest. They're very on point. They will not take your case if they believe that they truly cannot help you. So call them. Call the immigration attorneys at PPID. The number to call now to get a free consultation is 844-774-3529. That is 844-PPID-LAW. All right, that's 844-774-3529. It is extremely important that you understand what the Department of Homeland Security is doing. They're putting things in place that could get you a little bit bottled up. As Conrad Pollack, the managing partner and practicing attorney, says, immigration is a minefield. Do you want to step on that mine? No, you don't. So make the call, ladies and gentlemen, 844-774-3529. 3529. All my Caribbean friends, all my non-Caribbean friends, make the call. Go with a firm that's been around for well over 50 years. Go with a firm that's been around for long before I was even born. All right? I can actually say that. So make that call, 844-774-3529. Ask for Shruti. You just heard her. All right? Okay? 844-774-3529. And once again, I just want to say congratulations to you, Shruti, on a different note. All right? I understand you're going to be having a beautiful baby, so I say congratulations in advance.
I'm somewhat saying this from experience because I'm an immigrant. I came to this country when I was 15 years old, still in the process. And things have changed over the years. Rules have been burdens have been added.
Get a little closer to the device. You're going out of it. Yeah.
Is that better? All right.
There you go.
Rules have been changed, burdens have been added on the applicants to do things a certain way. I remember when back in 2007, when I first filed my first change of status application from H4 to F1, I was 20 years old. And I remember doing it myself, knowing nothing about immigration. But if I did that today, what I did back then, it wouldn't have worked. Simply because so much has changed, so many rules have changed, so much more has been added by the Department of Homeland Security just to make it more difficult, or rather just to make it a little more complicated for you to get the benefits you should. Which is why it's just so important now to just do this with an immigration attorney.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, Shruti, one of the attorneys at the law firm PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. We've got the Nelson Madrid, the Conrad Pollack. We've got the Shrutis, and we have had other guests on the show yesterday. Great show with Alan Kane. Okay, and we also have quite a few attorneys at the firm. So regardless of it being immigration, criminal defense, real estate, we have attorneys that can help you. Now we're focusing on immigration. Make that call. Get a free consultation. If you call right now, you are guaranteed a free consultation. And I urge and implore you, make the call. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Make that link, 844-774-3529. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be here for a little bit more. But here's what I want to do before we get off to 93.5, which we end the show at the top of the hour. But what I wanted to do is I want to switch to Adam Handler, our case handler for personal injury, real quick before the show gets off of 93.5. And then we'll come back to Shruti, the Conrad Pollacks, and the Nelson Madrid. Once again, folks, it's called Cruising with a Case Handler, a show on immigration. Call them at 844-774-3529, and a show on personal injury, where, of course, I flip it over to Mr. Adam Handler right now, who told me to turn on the radio side of things, and I've just made him a co-host so he can do his true success story. He's got about 4 minutes.
Yeah, Adam. Good morning. We'll actually save a true success story for after top of the hour. So anybody that can do so right now, check us out on Facebook, follow the page, like the page, of course, share the page, and you'll hear us for another 20, 30 minutes or so. But for everybody listening right now on the radio, everybody either in their car or at home, I just want to make sure that you guys understand we are 100% open for business, whether it's taking your immigration calls for absolutely free or handling your personal injury cases. We're taking on new cases. We're starting new cases. We are settling old cases. Memorial Day for me always marks the half-year mark. Right now we are on pace. We've already hit a record. Last year was our ultimate record. We were, last year we did total PI settlements.
25.
We did, I'll give you the exact 25. Number, $26,722,457.58. 26 million.
Thanks for adding the cents there, man. The 58
You know what?
Cents.
You got it, because every one of those dollars and every one of those pennies is money to a client that had one chance and one chance only to get it right. And we took advantage of that, and we leave no, I'm the shark, man. That's what you said. I go for the jugular for it all. And this year we are at $12,072,841. So last year was by far our best year ever. Our second best year before that was 13 million. So we're already on pace to break our second best year. Hopefully, maybe even come close to what we did last year, which is a huge achievement considering that we can't even get into the courthouse. But I just wanted to read off real quick some of the settlements we've done, since March 1st, since really the pandemic hit us and we shut down. 2.5, I'm going to just read the bigger ones. 2.5 million, 197,500, 622,500, 153,000, 72,000, 60,000, 470,000, 100,000, 225,000, 100,000, 500,000, 175,000, 150,000, 100,000, and of course 2 days ago $1.8 million. All right. Those are big boy numbers. We are proud of those numbers because we know that justice has been served. We know that we completed the task that was delegated to us, making sure.
What's the total for the year so far, Adam? What did you say the total for this year so far is?
It's 12,072,841.
That's what I'm talking about.
Proceed. Big boy numbers. If that's important to you and you want an attorney that is going to get the job done for you and fight and make sure you get everything you're entitled to, medical bills, time out of work, compensation for your pain and suffering, 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. The only number you need if you've got a legal problem, personal injury, immigration, matrimonial, real estate, whatever it is. The phone call is free. The information is free. We're happy to help you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe, everybody.
Absolutely. The case handler, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we call him the case handler. We call him the shark. Okay, Adam Handler is the shark. He goes for the juggler. Call the attorneys right now at 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Make sure you reach out to the law firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. They're in Manhattan at 225 Broadway on the 3rd floor. The best attorneys in the business. I can say it. They can't say it. It's the truth. Reach out to them. 844-774-3529. There we go, Adam. I got it in, man. All right. So let's kick it back over, ladies and gentlemen, okay, to immigration. Okay. We just spoke on personal injury. But remember, they are a full service law firm. Okay. It's not just personal injury. It's not just immigration, but there's also criminal defense. There's also real estate. There's also matrimonial. Any kind of law that you need, ladies and gentlemen, to be handled, they will handle it for you. And that's, of course, our law firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. With that said, let's hand it over. I'm going to hand it over to our managing partner over there at PPID, because I know he has a lot to say on what's going on right now, what Shruti said. Conrad, it's all yours.
Thank you. It's hard. It's been hard to get a word in today. Everybody's just going on and on, Good stuff, though. Good information. We've been talking about citizenship, naturalization, and the potential pitfalls out there for people that are applying for citizenship that might choose to do it on their own or have a neighbor or a friend or a relative helping them out. And again, I can't stress to you enough how important it is to seek legal advice. As Shruti mentioned herself, the application used to be 6 pages. Today it's 20 plus, and there are just so many areas that they get caught up and get in trouble. And before you know it, you're in it deep, so it's just so important to have legal assistance in handling these processes. But that's not to say that you should not apply. On the contrary, if you have your green card, typically you have to have your green card for 5 years before you can apply for citizenship. Exception is if you have it for 3. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, you get it after 3. But if you're eligible for citizenship, I will encourage you, we all will, that you should apply for citizenship. And when you become a citizen, you can vote. And there's none, especially these days, there's nothing more important than getting out there and exercising your right to vote. There's so much going on in this country, and people come to this country and they've decided to live their lives in the United States. To me, I would think if I was in that situation, I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to get my right to vote by becoming a U.S. citizen and getting out there and exercising my right to vote. It really is just so important. And another reason, let's talk about dollars and cents. Currently, the application for naturalization is the filing fee is $725. The Immigration Service is raising fees very soon, as I've been talking about all week. The filing fees I'm sorry, the Immigration Service, they're running out of money. Currently, they're expected to run out of funding by July 13th. What they're doing to avoid that, I mean, you're asking the government to bail them out. Whether or not that happens, we don't know. But they're raising fees, and on top of the filing fees, they're going to be tacking on a 10% surcharge. Immigration charges $725 currently to apply for citizenship. That's going to double. So if you're thinking of doing citizenship, do it now. Call us. Let us help you to do it. It's going to be in a month or so. It's going to be twice the filing fee that it is today. So get it done. And that doesn't, I'm not just talking about citizenship. Every application, I'm not going to tell you that they're all going to be doubling in fees, but they're all going up. You know, even asylum applications, you know, if those people applying for political asylum in the United States, there's never been a filing fee. Even that, they're going to start charging a filing fee. We are one of three. We are one of three countries in the entire world that actually will be charging a fee to apply for political asylum. Right? That's what's going on right now. So, yeah, just file your application. Shruti, yeah, anything you have to add here?
No, actually, you pretty much got it all. Also, I think they're also going to introduce something like a surcharge when they're going to do these filing fees, which is, of course, going to make the filing fees go higher. So we get a lot of questions about, I may be eligible. When do I file it? And the answer always is sooner the better. If you're eligible now, do it now. Don't wait.
Absolutely. And once again, folks, you heard from Conrad Pollack and Shruti. Nelson, I know you got to squeeze in a comment there, man. I'm not leaving you out. I want to know what you think about this, that is being instituted here.
Well, I think, and I've said this before, there's a big difference between renewing. One of the questions I get often is, should I renew my green card or apply for citizenship? You know, obviously everything is fact specific. Renewing your green card is done, I believe, via computer. It's automated. When you apply for citizenship, there is a live person literally going through your entire immigration file to see if there is anything they may have missed when you got your green card that they can bring up now to potentially take away your green card or have you referred to the immigration court. So I think it's important, especially for those applying for citizenship, to sit down, speak with a lawyer, tell them your situation, tell them, you know, one of the things I always ask is, how did you get your green card? You know, we've seen cases, and Conrad's mentioned this before, where someone got their green card as the unmarried child of a US citizen when in fact they were married. Well, guess what? When you apply for citizenship, that will come up, and that is fraud or misrepresentation. And that is a basis why you can be referred to an immigration judge. So I think it's important. I think, again, it's not as straightforward as it sounds. A lot of people also figure, oh, well, that happened 20 years ago. They won't know. You know, again, with technology, they have a lot more information available to them than they did previously, than they did 20, 30 years ago. So it's something to be mindful of. It's something to be careful with.
Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing what's called Cruising with a Case Handler. It's a show, not just a radio show, but it's a show, period. It's on radio, 93.5 FM. It's on the internet via Facebook and soon to be on YouTube and beyond. The show has grown tremendously. I'm very, very happy with what it is that these attorneys have delivered. Okay, the immigration attorneys, and yes, the personal injury attorney, ladies and gentlemen. So with that said, I want to quickly shoot it over to Adam, who actually will speak on a true success story. And then when we come back, we'll do some immigration questions. The number is 844-774-3529. Adam?
Yeah, man. You know, so many wonderful cases. I always have trouble figuring out which one I could do, but you know, here's one. You know, again, it's not always about the multi-million-dollar ones. Those are certainly the fun ones to talk about. You know, the multi-million dollars or the $500,000, but there's cases that, you know, settle, like we say, for 30,000 or 100,000, and a lot of times we are bound by what the policy limits are. You know, the most popular questions that a client will ask me when a case first starts, and not every client, but most clients will ask this question, is number one, how long will the process take? And that's a difficult question to answer because you don't know how hard the insurance companies are going to fight us. or you don't know, how long the court is going to take to process your case. Obviously, we work as quickly as we can, and a lot of times when I get to trial, the judge will look at me and look at the initial filings and say, how the hell did you get here so quickly? And that's because we push it. I mean, we are always ready. We are always prepared. Everything is filed not only on time, before it's due. And we really push things. But the average personal injury case, could take between 1 and 2 years if you have to go full speed ahead, sometimes even closer to 3 years, sometimes even longer than that if some issues get really complex. But the average is between 1 and 2 years. The next question that people ask me is, well, how much do you think my case is worth? Now, that's also a difficult question to answer without at least knowing what insurance policy information out there. 95% of the cases settle either for or within the policy limits of the people that are responsible for the accident. So what does that mean? When you get into a car accident, let's say, and I'll use an example, let's say Geico is the car insurance for the car that caused the accident. Well, when we call and set up a claim with Geico, one of the first questions we ask is, what are your liability limits? What does your insured have as an insurance policy? Because that will tell you basically the goal, the maximum amount that Geico is responsible for paying. In New York, the minimum, do you know how much, I'll pose this to you, Squeeze. Do you know what is the minimum amount of insurance a driver must carry in the state of New York? The dollar amount?
Should I take a guess?
Sure.
25,000?
Exactly. 25,000 is the minimum insurance a driver must have in the state of New York. It used to be 10,000. My dad used to have cases, back in the day in which somebody could, lose a leg and 10 grand is the insurance. My God, 25,000 is not that much better. I mean, that should be increased soon because, 25,000 doesn't go nearly as far as it did, 20, 30 years ago. New Jersey, it's $15,000. Can you believe it? You can drive your car. You can cause a lifetime of pain and suffering and only be covered for 15,000. Now, of course, you can always go after the individual, but if you're driving, and I'm not throwing shade on a Honda Civic, but if you're driving a 2003 Honda Civic with $15,000 of insurance with Geico, do you really think this person's got anything that you can go after? They probably rent. They probably live paycheck to paycheck. And as soon as you file a judgment against them for above the 15,000, what are they going to do? They're going to file for bankruptcy.
Exactly, right.
Usually we take what the insurance is. Now, in this particular case I'm about to share, the insurance was $30,000. It was an out-of-state policy. It's a weird number. You don't really see too many of those, but it was a $30,000 insurance policy. This photograph right here is a picture of our client's vehicle, right? You could see significant rear end damage. They were stopped and the person ran into the back. Now, I love the quote here. The quote from David from Jamaica, New York. Squeeze, you want to do the
service? Absolutely. The service was great and they did a wonderful job getting back to me. There's no other law firm I trust more than PPID. If you ever get injured, call Matthew and Adam. End of story. I like that. David from Jamaica, New York.
Yeah, a great guy. And we got $30,000. Like I said, it's not always about those sexy multi-million-dollar cases, but in this particular instance, we got him every dollar that he was entitled to. We got all the money from the insurance. A lot of lawyers would have taken 27,000 or 22,000 or even 29,500, trying to cut them a deal. But we said, no, he's got to get it all. If you want to pay us, great. If you don't, we'll let the jury decide. And potentially they could give much more. Now, again, the insurance company would only pay 30, but then the client, the insured themselves would then have to go through the process of, trying to figure out how the heck they're going to pay or file for bankruptcy, which is not a great thing. But, just a perfect example about us going for the maximum, us going for the jugular, and us doing everything we needed to do to make sure that David from Jamaica, Queens, got everything he was entitled to. And that was a job well done. And a case, nonetheless, that we're proud of. Like I said, we've had bigger cases, we've had smaller cases. But the most important thing everybody out there should understand that if, God forbid, you're in an accident and you need an attorney, and you sign up with PPID, you go with the case handler team, you can rest easy knowing that we will fight to make sure that we get you every single dollar you're entitled to, because we understand there are no redos. There's only one chance to get it right. One chance, one choice. We're your case handler team. 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529, or 844-PPID law.
Absolutely. And once again, folks, Cruising with a Case Handler, that's what it's all about. This show, great show, fabulous show, phenomenal show, a boisterous show, gigantic show. Let me throw in some adjectives in there, you know. But what I want to do right now, I want to jump to our guest, Shruti. What do you think? You're in the same firm as Adam Handler, our case handler. I refer to him as the shark because of how aggressive he is when he goes after the insurance companies. As we can see, he gets every last penny. What do you think? Okay, you're in the immigration department. What do you think of what it is that Adam has been doing for the community, and how do you feel about his work?
I feel extremely fortunate that I'm working on the same team as Adam, because I've seen him with his clients. I think he's really passionate about what he does. I think he wants to help out. It's so important to be passionate about what you do and to want to help the people that you're working with. If you don't have that, you're really not cut out to be an attorney. And I think Adam has both of them.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Hold on, Squeeze.
I was just going to come to you and said, how do you feel about the fact that there are people out there who don't have their status sorted out and get into accidents? But go ahead.
Well, let me first say, let's call it Testimonial Friday. I had driven to Peekskill. We have an office in Peekskill.
Right.
While I was at work, someone hit my car and left a note and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, my son hit your car. Give me a call." I called the person. The person said, well, I went to my body shop. My body shop gave me an estimate. I called the person back and said, look, this is what my body shop is charging me. She said, well, I'm not going to pay. Matt Goodstein, who is part of Adam's team, got me a check about a month and a half, 2 months later from the insurance company. And it was funny. Yeah, it was funny because I went to Matt. Adam was busy. And Matt said, I'll take care of it. He said, I'll take care of it. And I remember thinking to myself, what do you mean you're going to take care of it? They just hit my car. They don't want to pay. I'm screwed. I'm not going to get a check. I'm out this money. He said, Nelson, I will take care of it. A month and a half, 2 months later, I got a check from the insurance company for everything, for the total damages to my car.
I remember how pissed you were.
I was, but
listen, and Matt fought for you the same way he would fight for his own parents and the same way he would fight for his own clients. We know one speed, and that's full speed ahead. It doesn't matter if you're a coworker, a partner, a cousin, or a client. And that goes across the board at PPID, right? Every single client we fight for like it's our most important case, whether it's a citizenship, an adjustment, a deportation, a hit in the rear, a construction accident. Everybody out there should understand that if you have our number and you use our number, you will be treated like family. You will be made to feel, to the best of our ability, like you are family. And having that number will give you access to our firm and the wonderful, and I'll call it special things we do. Our number is 844-774-3529 or 844-PPID law.
You know what? What I take away from that, Nelson, Conrad, Shruti, Adam, is I take away that here's a law firm that have several departments, and everyone, don't want to use the word specialized, everyone is completely experienced in their capacity in their department. All right. This is great. Look at Nelson. Nelson didn't know what to do. And he's an immigration attorney. He didn't try to say, I'm an attorney, so I'm going to go figure this out myself. No, he went to the right department. So that's the reason why it's not just one person do it all. You're talking about a straight up professional law firm, okay, in New York City with different departments serving personal injury, immigration, criminal defense, real estate, ladies and gentlemen, matrimonial, and more. Hence the reason why we say call PPID at 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 3529. Got a question here. Gentlemen and lady, are you ready? All right. Okay, immigration question. All right, I am in the process of filing AOS. I don't have enough income, therefore I have my daughter as joint sponsor, but she is not a member of my household. Please let me know which forms both of us need to file. I am working as independent contractor, therefore I cannot provide my W-2. I have my tax transcripts for the last 3 years. Please let me know. I'm being verbatim. Please let me know. I have to submit Schedule 1 and Schedule C with my transcripts. That's a question.
Nelson, sounds like a public charge issue to me.
Sound like they need to call. Go ahead.
Well, it depends. Apparently, it sounds like she's already filed. So she's already filed. She realizes she doesn't have enough. Well, you know, let me actually correct myself. I don't know whether she's filed or whether she's going to file. It's unclear. If she's going to file, public charge will be an issue. If she's already filed, she typically what you provide is tax returns, a current employment letter, and I think that should and pay stubs, last 3 pay stubs. And if you don't have enough income, then you obviously need a joint sponsor who should provide the same.
In addition, well, Shruti, come on, I'll let you show off here. Tell her about the public charge issue she's going to be facing if she hasn't filed.
You can the public charge issue doesn't, just one thing will not put a bar on you from applying adjustment of status. What the public charge rule does is that it looks at your circumstances in totality and then measure whether you are subject to becoming a public charge. What that means is that you're subject to get government assistance in the future or not. So you really want to get all the documents together, and you really want to get them analyzed by get them evaluated and see if you can have that issue later on. And those documents obviously include your tax returns, they include your employment history, they include your age, they include things like how your assets. So
your credit report.
Your credit report, exactly. I mean, these are just a few of the things that I can think of from the top of my head. And you really want to get those documents together. You really want to get them evaluated in order to make sure that you do not face the public charge issue later on. Because if you do, if that does come, if it is ascertained that you could become liable to getting government assistance in the future, that could be a problem getting your adjustment of status application approved.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And one more point, as I always say about immigration being a minefield. Here's a perfect example, because if this person has not filed her application yet, she's just about to submit her AOS, her adjustment of status application. That means she's subject to the new rules, which took effect on February 24th. She's asking about what forms she's going to need to submit. That I-944 application, that 19-page application and 10 pages of instructions, that's one of the forms that she's going to need to file. And I don't know if she's looked at it yet, but I suggest she do that. Google it. Go on the USCIS.gov website. Take a look at that I-944 application. And after you've looked at it, remember our number, all right? And give us a call, okay? Let me put my glasses so I can read it. 844-PPID-LAW, 844-774-3529. Because after you look at that 944 application, I promise you, you're going to say, what? I better call PPID. And that would be the smartest thing you could do.
I think most attorneys said what when they looked at the 944 application.
Right.
Well, you heard the general say that it basically takes an attorney several hours to complete.
Yep.
And that's an attorney. That's an attorney who does this every day.
You know, the government actually, when the government puts out forms and they review their existing application forms, they assess those forms and they determine how long the average person will take to fill out that form. I believe the 944, they assume 5 hours. 5 hours to fill out that one application form that goes along with the 485 and the 325 and the I-130 and all the other forms that you have to submit with your adjustment of status application. Again, this is not the type of thing that you want to be doing yourself. You know, immigration really is a minefield. You know what happens when you step on a mine? That's what happens.
Once again, cruising with the case handler, immigration and personal injury respectively. We must say thanks to the attorneys for doing this. make sure you call that number, 844-774-3529. See, they're not just attorneys. They do have some fun in them. All right, 844-774-3529. Who says that attorneys can't have fun? All right. All right, here's another question. I am a permanent resident currently staying in Jamaica, and I want to marry my boyfriend so we can start our family in the US. He has a tourist visa and has already entered the US legally. I am wondering if it is better for us to marry in Jamaica or in an American courthouse. We could marry right away and start the I-30 process, but should we wait and marry on American soil? This marriage is bona fide, and we just want to know how is the best way for us to live together as a couple in the US.
We can all answer that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Shruti? Come on, you're never on the show. You talk about it.
Well, it seems like the lady is a permanent resident and she's looking to marry. Well, and she's looking to marry her boyfriend who's here on a tourist visa. And from the top of my head, I can say this is going to be a preference-based petition unless we can ascertain how long it'll take her to become a citizen. So a lot of factors to play around with. You have to see when she's going to become a citizen, when they're looking to get married, if they're looking to get married, and of course she wants to know where they should get married, whether in Jamaica or in the United States. So a lot of things to consider. What I would suggest is definitely sit down and get a timeline together as to when you want to get married. Get your paperwork together, see how how soon you're going to become a citizen, because obviously the two processes are very different. A U.S. citizen applying for their immediate relative, as opposed to a permanent resident applying for their immediate relative. A U.S. citizen applying for their immediate relative, the process is obviously much shorter and a little more straightforward, with a shorter wait time. So these are the couple of things that I would consider even before sitting down with her and answering the rest of her questions.
Yeah, one thing to consider, a major difference, as Shruti was mentioning, if you're a permanent resident applying for your spouse, in order for him to get his green card in the United States to adjust status, that person has to be in legal status the entire time that he's here, all right? And it's going to take a couple of years. So if he's on a tourist visa, he's not going to be able to maintain his status for that period of time. He's going to have to leave. If the petitioner, if the wife's a U.S. citizen, on the other hand, then all the spouse will need is to prove that he entered legally. The status won't matter. He could have been in the country illegally for the last 10 years. If he's married to a U.S. citizen, as long as he can prove that he entered legally, he can apply for adjustment of status pretty quickly in the U.S. So again, the key issue, as far as I'm concerned, she needs to see how long it'll take for her to become a citizen. Is she eligible yet? That's going to be the determining factor in which direction she goes. Also,
I'm sorry, immigrant intent, right? Remember, you can't enter on a visitor visa and marry someone shortly thereafter. That's a problem.
Yeah, got to wait at least 90 days, right?
Right.
That would also determine whether they should get married in Jamaica or whether they should get married in the U.S. and where they need to start and process their application, or at least start.
I'm sorry. Again, here's a prime example of how what seems to be a simple question, a simple process. I want to get married. I want to spend my life with my spouse in the United States. Look at you have 3 different lawyers giving you different aspects of the different problems you might face if you do the wrong thing here. Again, this is why you need to contact the law. And we're not even talking about whether you can support your husband or whether he's committed any crimes or whether he's ever applied for visa and lied about anything or
whether you've received public benefits.
Right. So
whether you have good credit.
Yeah, there you go.
Can I just step in for a second? Because I love it. I love, taking the back seat and seeing how passionate you guys are and how excited you are about the things that you do. And I think that really defines us as a firm as well, because everybody knows I love the work I do. I love getting that big money for my clients. It literally gives me a high. Knowing that I have literally changed lives and putting serious dollars tax-free in my client's pocket. And equally so, Conrad and Nelson and Shruti and Alan and Alex and Yi and Andrea.
Don't forget Shira. Don't forget Shira.
Yeah, I was just said Andrea. They love it. I mean, the fact that, first of all, a lot of them are immigrants themselves, but they are literally changing generations of families to come, knowing that they are bringing people together. They're giving people legitimate status in this country. And, people excel when they love what they do. And everybody at our firm loves what they do. And we are practicing attorneys. You may have noticed a few minutes, I've been distracted for a few minutes because I'm working. I got stuff to do today. Show business, the show doesn't stop, but I still got stuff to do because my clients are counting on me. Every single person on this show, every single attorney you see is a practicing attorney. Somebody that actually works on cases, actually goes to court, meets with clients, and gets the results themselves. And that's the difference between us and pretty much everybody out there that's advertising their services in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and all over, because we all are passionate. We love what we do. And above all, we are your attorneys. We will be handling your case, not somebody else. We will be handling your case.
And
Absolutely.
funny, because so many times when I have called back for consults, when they call the radio show, I get a very surprised reaction. Oh, you're an attorney calling me. You're not a paralegal. And my answer to them is, yes, I'm an attorney. Here at PPID, we deal with our clients directly. We give out legal advice to our clients directly. We call back our clients. So no, you will have an attorney call you back, not a paralegal.
Okay, there you have it, folks. Once again, cruising with the case handler. Make sure you call the firm, PPID, at 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Make that link, make that call, make that connection, make it PPID, ladies and gentlemen. That's 844-PPID-LAW. If you are watching this, please share it with as many people that you know. Share it on your timeline, share it on pages that you manage, share it within groups. Research some groups for us and place the link in the group so people can actually get help. We thank all the attorneys here. But before we go and conclude, I heard at the beginning of the show, in reference to Alan Kay, an attorney at the firm, that you guys got some great feedback. I was eager to actually hear about that on air here. One of you were saying something about Alan yesterday. Was it you, Conrad, or Nelson?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Squeeze, tell me again.
No, I know. I said that I heard that you guys got some great feedback on Alan Kay yesterday. So I was saying, Who was saying that?
Yeah, that was me. Well, we were talking about, look, whenever we talk about Alan Kay, the general, who has, he says he has 30 or 40 years experience. He has 50 years experience. Okay.
Wow.
At least.
Toning down his age there, right?
At least. But we were talking about a real life situation that just happened. We talk about the contacts that he has with the government, and there was a client who called in the morning about a problem. Alan sent an email that day and got a response from the service director of that section that same day. And the point was, he really does have those contacts, and he's able to get through to the government officials that most people, even myself, even Nelson, that we've been doing this for a long time, that even we have trouble doing. It's one of the reasons we brought him on, 6 years ago, and he's been with our firm since then. It's just the access that he provides. It's just anytime, even me, again, I've been doing this for 36 years. I get a client and says, I've got a problem with this particular situation or this officer, is there anything you could do? Usually my first reaction is, give me a minute. I'm going to walk down the hall and I'm going to talk to Alan Kay, because he knows everybody in the service. And he really does. He really does have that access. I'm not blowing smoke here. He really does have access.
Squeeze, I told you that I had contacted someone, and basically they responded and told me, who are you? How did you get my email address? Don't ever contact me again.
Right.
Alan doesn't have that type of experience.
No, it doesn't have that problem.
Alan gets a response. We'll look into this right away, Mr. K.
It really is. I've been doing this a long time, and it still amazes me. Again, he sent the email 2 days ago to the service supervisor,
field office director.
The director.
Yeah,
that just doesn't happen.
Unbelievable. So, folks, that's what we're talking about here. You're working with a firm that has the links, the connections, the wherewithal to get the job done. And once again, they will not take on your case if they believe that you truly can't be helped. So reach out to them. Once again, immigration and also personal injury. We've got respective attorneys handling each department. So call them now at 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Call the law firm PPID now. We also must remind you that this has been an attorney advertisement brought to you by the law firm PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome. However, you need to reach out to them. At least store that number in your phone. You will definitely need it in the future in some capacity. Make the call, 844-774-3529. I know you all want to say have a great Memorial weekend, so I'll let you all say that, seeing that you all won't be live with me over the weekend, but I'll do the reruns myself, all right? So I'll let you all do your thing. Go ahead, say your happy Memorial weekend, guys.
Trudy, you go for ladies first.
Happy Memorial Weekend, everybody.
True. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. The weather hopefully is going to be good, and everybody just stay safe. And if you see ice walking down your block, turn and very subtly just walk in the opposite direction.
Call us.
Stay under the radar.
Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Again, thank you to our forgotten, our lost, and everyone who fought for this country.
Our heroes. And Adam?
And as I said, we'll take this year a little bit different tone this holiday weekend. But of course, remember those who are fighting the current war, those frontline responders who have gotten sick and have passed away. You're in our thoughts. Your families are in our thoughts as well. So thank you. We will be back soon next year, stronger than ever. Can't wait. And God bless.
Next week.
God bless. Yes,
Next
God
week.
bless.
That's right. What did I say? Next year?
in a few days.
Come on. Yeah.
We will be back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
In fact,
days.
on Tuesday, by the way, we have a repeat. I've had people asking me. We have Alexandra Bondakov coming back on the show on Tuesday to talk about some other important updates on immigration. And today's Friday, Tuesday. I'm sure there's going to be some new news to discuss that'll happen over the weekend, immigration related. So Alex is going to come back and talk on
The boss
Tuesday.
lady.
Yep, the boss lady.
Yes. There you go. With that said, I conclude. I want to say, have yourselves a wonderful Memorial weekend in the sense of remembering our heroes. And ladies and gentlemen, always remember them and do have a moment of silence for that. Also, our heroes that are on the front line in respect to this pandemic. On behalf of the entire family here at Cruising with the Case Handler, yours truly, David Squeezaniki, we say have an amazing weekend and please be safe. With that said, we conclude and we'll join you on Tuesday.